The sky above London is an indigo watercolor, dripping into black as the city lights reflect off the glass towers of Mayfair. Somewhere below, horns blare and deals collapse, but above all that noise Yasmin Kara is standing alone on the Pierpoint and Company rooftop, breathing in the illusion of quiet. She's still shaking from the disastrous client meeting. Her phone is buzzing with messages she doesn't want to open. And that's when she hears footsteps, slow, measured, unhurried like someone who owns the world. Henry Cavendish. The new partner. Pierpoint royalty. The kind of man whose reputation walks into the room 10 seconds before he does. "You look like someone who needs air," he says. Yasmin doesn't turn. "I look like someone who needs a different job." He steps beside her, leaving a polite half-meter of space. The breeze lifts the edges of his coat. He smells like cedarwood, dry gin, and something colder beneath. "You handled yourself well," he says. She scoffs. "We lost the client." "We lost the client," he corrects softly. "Not you." There is something startlingly gentle in his voice, something she didn't expect from a man with a reputation for killing deals and egos with equal finesse. She turns to him, and that's when it happens. A flicker. A shift. A moment where the air seems to tighten between them, the space shrinking until it feels charged. Henry studies her, eyes lingering longer than they should. She should step away, she knows that. But for the first time all day, she feels seen, not as the banker, not as the polished facade, not as the perfect daughter, but simply as Yasmin. "You're stronger than you think," he says quietly. Her breath catches. Not because of the words, but because of the sincerity behind them. She whispers, "Why do you care?" He searches her face like he's trying to memorize it. "Because I remember what it feels like," he answers. A long pause. A soft inhale. A slightly trembling exhale. Their faces are close now, too close for colleagues, too close for caution, close enough that Yasmin feels his breath warm against her cheek. He lifts a hand, slowly, giving her every chance to pull away, and brushes a strand of hair from her face. She doesn't move. Their foreheads touch gently, a soft collision of shared exhaustion and unspoken want. And then, his lips press to hers. Not hungry. Not hurried. But slow, warm, and startlingly tender. A kiss that asks, "Are you sure?" A kiss that waits for her answer. She answers by leaning in. The city hums below them, but up here, everything is quiet. The kind of quiet that feels like a secret. When they finally separate, Yasmin's hands are trembling. Henry's thumb grazes her jaw. "This never happened," she whispers instinctively. He nods, but his eyes say otherwise. "Yes," he says in a voice barely above a breath. And no. 2 weeks pass. 2 weeks of avoided glances, stiff greetings, and nights where Yasmin lies awake replaying the rooftop kiss on an endless loop. It should have ended there. But industry isn't built on clean lines. It's built on tension, financial, emotional, and everything in between. It's almost midnight when she finds Henry still in the office, sleeves rolled, tie loose, hair messy in a way that makes him look more human and more dangerous. "You're here late," he says. "So are you. I live here." "Same." He half smiles, something rare, sharp around the edges but warm in the center. The city lights spill across his face through the floor-to-ceiling windows, painting him gold. She steps closer without meaning to. He doesn't move back. Their reflections in the glass stand shoulder to shoulder, almost touching. "You've been avoiding me," he says softly. "And you've been letting me." He turns finally, facing her fully. His gaze drops to her lips for half a second, just long enough for her breath to hitch. "I'm not supposed to want this," he confesses. The honesty of it nearly floors her. "Neither am I." He reaches out. Slowly. Always slowly with her, like he's afraid she'll vanish if he moves too fast. His fingers touch her wrist first, a feather-light contact that sends a shiver up her spine. He pulls her closer, not forceful but undeniably certain. The tension is unbearable, the kind that presses against the skin until it aches. Yasmin looks up at him, eyes wide, breath trembling. And he kisses her again. This kiss is different. Hungrier. Needier. A collision of all the things they tried to bury. His hand slides to her waist, pulling her gently but firmly against him. Her arms loop around his neck. The city disappears. The office disappears. The entire world shrinks to the heat of his mouth on hers, the urgency in his grip, the unmistakable truth that they are both in free fall. When they break apart, she whispers, "We shouldn't." "No," he agrees, brushing his thumb over her lower lip. "But we will." Rain smashes against the taxi windows like liquid static, blurring London into streaks of gold and shadow. They sit side by side in the back seat, soaked from running out of the office during a sudden storm. Yasmin's hair is dripping onto her blazer. Henry's coat is plastered to his shirt, revealing the shape of him beneath. The silence is electric. He's staring at her again, that quiet, consuming stare like he's memorizing something he knows he shouldn't want. "You're shivering," he says. "I'm fine." He slides closer anyway. Gently drapes his coat over her legs. His knuckles brush against her thigh. She inhales sharply. "Henry." "Yes. This is going to hurt." "I know." He takes her chin with 2 fingers, lifting it until her eyes meet his. She breaks first. She leans in and kisses him. The kiss is soft at first, hesitant, questioning. Then she grips the front of his shirt, pulling him deeper, tasting rain on his lips. Their breaths mingle. The cab becomes a small, private world where rules dissolve and impulse wins. He rests his forehead against hers. "What are we doing?" she whispers. "Something we won't regret," he answers. "Something we'll lie about. They shouldn't have come here. The door shouldn't have closed behind them. The key card shouldn't be on the table. But the world outside is too loud, too judgmental, too sharp, and the hotel room is quiet." Yasmin stands by the window, arms wrapped around her chest. Henry approaches slowly, stopping behind her. His reflection appears beside hers in the glass. "You can say stop," he murmurs. "I won't." He touches her cheek. She leans into his palm. The city lights spill around them, turning their silhouettes into softer versions of themselves. He kisses her slowly. A slow, devastating, careful kiss. The kind that feels like a confession. His hands slide to her waist, pulling her closer until her body melts against his. Her fingers slip into his hair. Time becomes weightless, suspended in the space between heartbeats. "I don't want this to be a mistake," she whispers against his lips. "Then it isn't. But what happens tomorrow? We deal with tomorrow. They kiss again, deeper this time, mouths parting, breaths catching, a kind of closeness that feels like surrender. Sunlight leaks through the curtains, painting the sheets gold. Yasmin wakes first. Henry is beside her, quiet, calm, unguarded in a way she's never seen. His hair is messy, his breathing steady, his arm draped over her waist like he belongs there. For one impossible second, she lets herself imagine a future. And then his phone vibrates. Reality. She sits up. Henry stirs. "Don't," he murmurs, reaching for her hand. "Not yet. We can't keep doing this." "I know." But his thumb strokes her knuckles, betraying everything he says. She leans in and kisses him, soft, warm, reluctant to let go. A goodbye kiss. A beginning kiss. A kiss full of everything they can't say. It's late. The Pierpoint hallway is empty. They stand opposite each other like 2 people on different sides of the same war. "You're choosing the job," Yasmin says. "I'm choosing survival."